Are we going to get our second win of the season, ladies and gentlemen?
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
What's going on, friends? Welcome back to Football Therapy. Caicedo might be out, BROJA might be in, Chelsea might win a game of football against Aston Villa back at Stamford Bridge this weekend. Pochettino has spoken, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to speak about the game here today, previewing it, hopefully guiding us through into the promised land of 3 points, and who knows, maybe even goals. Or shall I say, goals and who knows, maybe even 3 points. One follows the other, don't they? Yes, we're going to play with a lineup today, speak about Aston Villa. Very, very good team, Aston Villa under Unai Emery. They've got some good players in there. They've signed some good players as well. Generally, I'd say they're terrifying. Everything's terrifying at the moment. Look, man. The more time away from a bad result I have, depending on the morale of the club, the fitness and the circumstances, I can feel better. And I do feel better. I listen to people like... I like listening to the Athletic podcast, right? I'm a big fan of Michael Cox. He's an analyst. He spoke about how Chelsea are actually playing quite well and there should be no concern. And if he was a Chelsea fan, he wouldn't be concerned. Again, spoke about underlying numbers, passes in the opposition box. I know, frustrating, but taking shots, a lot of shots, and the defence actually being relatively good. And of course, loads and loads of injuries, 12 first-team injuries we've been enduring. Adam Crafton actually defending the Chelsea ownership at times, which is a refreshing thing. So I've just kind of felt a little bit better. Pochettino's just had his press conference. He was all smiley. He said some really interesting things. First of all, I want to talk about, he spoke about Gallagher. Of course, there was a big talking point how Gallagher was the Chelsea captain last time out over the likes of birthday boy Thiago Silva. Happy birthday to the evergreen O Monstro. 39 today, just incredible. Over him, of course, Raheem Sterling, who's captained England. He's a big senior player. But Pochettino was like, yeah, but Connor's playing well. He's applying himself well, and he comes from Chelsea. He's a Chelsea boy, which is interesting. He seems to put a lot of stock in that. So. Obviously, Chilwell's vice captain. He's not a Chelsea boy, but he's a good he represents the club well, and he's a bit more senior, and he's got his arm around Mudryk, and he looks like that kind of guy, and he's a great communicator to his teammates and indeed the media. I have no qualms with Chilwell being vice captain, but the fact how he's turned to Gallagher in this scenario when there's other available options, and he made Reece James the actual captain of Chelsea, it makes you think he really does value the Chelsea DNA and the fact how they come from the academy, which is kind of nice. I think Pochettino does like that. Also, really interesting stuff he said was, we spoke about Nico Jackson being on 4 cards, saying he needs, and they're all for dissent, which is mental, so he needs to iron out of his game. One more and he gets a ban, which is crazy. But he speaks about how good Nico Jackson is. Guys, if you haven't seen my latest upload on Nico Jackson, I use a website called X Value. It's a paid service. I do a deep dive. I'm going to keep doing videos like that. It hasn't got many views, but I really like the video and I like what we get out of it. So go check out the previous upload on Nico Jackson to hopefully lift your mood a little bit about the Chelsea striker. But speaking on Chelsea strikers, Armando Broja, apparently he's back or could feature on the weekend. That's kind of him saying he won't start, unless of course he's playing 4D chess here and just starts Broja out of nowhere, which I highly doubt. But Broja off the bench. That's great. Obviously we've seen David Washington on the bench of late, but I think that's out of necessity rather than anything else. So Broja, great. Maybe Broja in. But he also said maybe Caicedo out. Caicedo hasn't been training with the team yet at all. He's like nursing a knock, which honestly, for me, means he won't start. So we're going to look at a team and the team that I've built here, and we'll talk about talk about learning English. So here we go. Here's the team that I've built. As you can see, we've got Robert Sanchez remaining in goal. Of course, he had a really good game against Bournemouth last time out. Now, this is a little bit... This is, I didn't mean the subscribing to come up, although do like and subscribe. This is a little bit of me being fanciful here. Starting Chilwell at left back. Now, I'm not sure he's going to do this. I know these lineups should be what I think is going to happen, but I have gone for a conventional back four at home. Okay. So yes, I've got Sanchez in goal. I've got Chile playing left back, conventional left back. Of course, we could just see another centre back starting and Colwell playing that role. That's highly likely as well, with Chilwell playing up there. But I think Chilwell and Gusto starting fullbacks. Now, interestingly, I don't think Caicedo is going to start, especially if he's been doing individual work. And the fact how Pochettino, and indeed us in the football media, were all really impressed by Leslie Ugochukwu as the CDM against Bournemouth in an away game that was a tough game. I think the 19-year-old starts. I genuinely think he starts. I think he starts in the CDM position in a 4-2-3-1. Oddly partnering Conor Gallagher, who of course we think he's more of a number 8, taking up these positions, but he has been playing in a double pivot, which not only is a bit peculiar for Gallagher, but it also frustrates to see a conventional number 8 as well in Enzo Fernandez playing in the number 10 position. We need like an actual number 10, but of course in the absence of first choice number 10, Christopher Nkunku, who's great on FIFA by the way. FIFA, EAFC 24, I've started streaming on Jan's Yard. I'll pin a comment on something, it's well fun, I'm doing a Chelsea career mode. I'll just I'll pin a comment to link the channel, but that's way fun. Yes, Enzo Fernandez, we want to see him like occupy essentially these spaces. Not sit as a lone CDM, but a bit deeper where he can affect the game more. But I guess for the moment, in the absences of Nkunku and indeed Chukwuemeka, who's also close to coming back, he's doing work with Reece James now. So we're with like Enzo Fernandez there. It just doesn't have much, goal scoring hype. Sterling, of course, been a bit off the ball lately, but ultimately he's really, really fit and athletic. He does look like one of the better attackers in the Chelsea attack. No one's going to take his space. Of course, Madueke will get a shout. And Nico Jackson, the aforementioned, the guy with 4 yellow cards already, he will start in the striker role. And then Mudryk left here. So I think we'll start like this. Of course, you'll see a lot of industry from these two in the midfield. Gallagher will roam a bit and maybe like try and combine. He'll try and do high turnovers as well, getting the ball off the opposition. But we'll be looking at the likes of Sterling coming in narrow, Mudryk trying to run in behind when available, Chile playing him in. Of course, Chile's got like a sort of paternal figure. He's playing a paternal role with Mudryk. Really try and get Mudryk in behind, see if we can do it on transition against Villa. And Nico Jackson, if you've looked at my previous upload that I spoke about, Nico Jackson's heat map is like this. He absolutely goes everywhere, which is great. He's not a lazy striker. He wants to get involved. He wants to help defend. He wants to pick up the ball deeper. But he also is generating 0.7 XG per game, which is good. And therefore, I kind of want him to stay in the box a little bit more and, keep that XG up and start converting. Maybe even get it up to, 1 a game, which would be amazing. And then he's got more chance of scoring a goal. In terms of substitutions, I think we'd see the likes of, hopefully, Caicedo coming on. We can imagine that either Levi Colwill or Chilwell, depending on who starts. I do see Ian Maatsen coming on, and I do actually wonder if Maatsen comes on, he could play in the middle there, and maybe also, of course, a lot of people will be expecting Cole Palmer to start in the number 10. I don't think he will. I think there will be a certain... Where is he? Where's Palmer? There he is. I think that he'll still come off the bench. I just don't think Pochettino is ready to ask him to do that. Of course, his countryman Fernandez, he can explain meticulously the tactics that he wants him to do. Of course, Palmer will feature in this game, I believe. But I think, I suppose he could come on. He could come on for... Let's just say, Fernandez. What am I doing here? Fernandez will stay on. He could Gallagher come off, and then of course you could bring on. Where's Madueke? Yeah. Madueke at the right wing there. And if all goes well, and the injured boy comes back, then we could maybe finish the game looking like this. Which I'll be very, very happy to see. That's a front four. Again, such a young front four. So young. What is that? 21 and under. That's a 21 and under front four, isn't it? I believe so. Or they're all 21 or 20, maybe Brewer's 22. So much youth there. And even behind, Caicedo and Fernandez are really young. That front six is a friggin' kindergarten. But, you know, why not end the game like that? And then, yeah, it's a good opportunity for these guys to express themselves and show what's going on. But let me know what you think about that, because I think that's a good starting lineup. Many of you will want to see Palmer start. Many of you will probably think that, you know, ultimately we might see a sort of, and then you get Sassy on there. You might see a back four like that with Chilwell playing in the left wing, and of course like Sterling playing right wing. I mean, to be honest, bro, like if you don't, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to almost see this as well. I don't think Sterling deserves to be dropped, but yeah, like this, a 4-3-3. So forget the front three and the back four, but this midfield. So that kind of is the best role for my money of both Fernandes and Gallagher. I know this is not how Pochettino plays, but they are both number eights. It's stylistically different. Gallagher will be pressing, turnover, working. When Fernandes has the ball, he'll be more like cultured passing. And even if Caicedo, you know, is not ready to go, Ugo Chukwu, he can play lone CDM. So that's what I think about that. All right, dudes. Yeah, let me know what you think. It's Aston Villa. They're a very, very good side. They're a very well-coached side. Unai Emery rested a bunch of people in the 3-2 loss to Legia Warsaw last night. I don't know how serious. Although he should take the Europa League very serious because that's his jam. Or is it the conference they're in? Anyway, whatever. Thursday night football is his jam, so he should take it seriously, bro. I know it's an away game, so maybe just rest the people. And to be honest, he's probably thinking, Unai Emery, like, I can beat Chelsea. And you can forgive him for thinking that. He's like thinking right now, look, Chelsea will get better under Pochettino. He's probably thinking they'll get better. I can beat them now. So I need to take advantage of the fact how I've got a good chance of beating them by resting these players in an away game, you know, with travelling and stuff. Let's go beat Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Massive boost, massive 3 points, and perhaps a campaign where we're not planning to get 3 points at Chelsea. It will be a massive, massive boost for us. Let's just go for that. Maybe, of course, they've got great players. Diaby, like, you know, is a great signing as well. Of course, they've got like the likes of Ollie Watkins, Bailey, loads of good wingers. I don't know, if we can control the game, which we do, we can get a load of passes together, it's essentially breaking them down. Because although they can play quite expensively, Aston Villa, they have absolutely, under Unai Emery, no issues whatsoever sitting in and defending. And because they've got no issues in doing that, they will be looking at the recent blueprint of beating Chelsea, of Nottingham Forest, of West Ham, of... granted, Bournemouth didn't do too much of a low block. They did try and play. Chelsea just should have done better. To be honest, I say that, but that was an even game, which is bad. Yeah, he'll think, yeah, you can beat Chelsea. So anyway, let me know what you think. Do you agree with my lineup? What's your score prediction? I'm going to predict a Chelsea win. I have to here. So I'm going to say we're going to click, we're going to score goals, and we're going to win 3-1. Thank you very much, mate. What do you think? Let me know down below. If you do want to watch me play EAFC Chelsea Career Mode, follow Jan's Yard on Twitch. I'll pin a comment for it. And yeah, friends, thanks for joining me, and hopefully see you back here very soon. Peace.